Hey, Marushka. Hey, Hope. Yes, a lot. Just that I'm using, they call it here energetic cleansing balm because it's literally a bomb. Like it's like I cannot touch it because it's hot. I'm sorry. It's in the shape of a charcoal. It looks like a charcoal, a rounded vegetable charcoal that we use to light resins on. But this one has the property of already having some resins in it. So when you light it up, usually when this is a regular charcoal, you just wait until the white smoke fades away because it's toxic. In this case, when this energetic bomb of charcoal starts to release the white smoke, it's part of the cleansing. So it means that you have to start like moving around, or you have to start cleansing, and like it's light up. You don't need to wait like now. See, it eventually fades away, but it takes a while, and usually you have to do it in a very open space because you have to be ready for it to throw a lot of smoke. So if you have some, fire alarms or anything, maybe it's not a good idea because it's going to set up alarms. But here I don't have those. So, but yes, usually people that live in apartments, the first time that they use it, they go crazy because they could literally be calling the firemen because of that, because it lights a lot of smoke. Hey, Fluffy. Hey, Samara. Yeah, it's very different from the usual charcoal that we use. That's why it comes in different colors. It's not the color, the black, the usual black color. Hey, Nataska. They usually like black color of the regular rounded charcoal that we use. It comes in different colors. For example, there's one that is purple, that it's lavender. This one that I'm using, it's a bit like, it's a pink color, and I believe it's called 7 powers. Like, it means for 7 different, especially for cleansing, very strong cleansing when you need to cleanse the space. And I'm here in this location because I couldn't turn on the light of my ring light, so it was very dark. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do it here. And if I talk slow or weird, guys, it's because yesterday, as I told you, I went to the dentist. And I got my wisdom tooth removed. So I'm still recovering from that. So from this side, it's a bit painful, but yeah, that's why you can notice that I'm talking funny, or I'm talking slower, or I'm moving my mouth in a different way. Oh, thank you. Yeah, talking about sounds. The other day, I don't know why, I was like, okay, I'm going to listen to my reading that I did for Hypen J. And I noticed that the sound was awful. I don't know what happened. Maybe I didn't plug in the microphone like in the correct way. There was some interference, but it sounded awful. I don't know, it's just that I don't know if I can redo it because I already pulled the cards like. But it was so annoying. I was listening to it and I was like, what's going on with the sound? Oh my God. And I don't know why I just noticed that our company of the day is not here. It means that the oracle is not here. Like, I brought the decks, the tarot decks, but the miraculous oracle that we always use is not here. So I guess today we're going to have to do without it. Hey, Carlos. I saw a few clips of Taemin's fan sign. I swear, guys, that when you share the first clip of him, of Taemin, not in the fan sign, the fan meeting, I don't know why, I actually thought that this was from a long time ago. I don't know why I thought that it was an old clip of him. And then today, scrolling through TikTok, I realized that this happened. I don't know if this happened yesterday. And I was like, oh my God, this is recent. This is why you were sharing it, guys. But I don't know, he looked so good. He looked so like a few years ago. So I was like, oh, this is an old clip of him. Oh my God, my age. I just cannot comprehend anything. Especially when your teeth hurt, it seems like you are numb. You know that your brain is connected somehow and you're not working fine. Hey, Parvati. He's still in his baby mode, Shai, that's why. Yeah, I was totally confused. I was like, oh, this is a cute clip. I actually love it. But I don't know why I thought that this was old, that it was from like 3 years ago. Oh my. And also he dyed his hair, right? He dyed his hair like lighter. Hey Marion, hey Parvati. Sorry guys that I'm doing this. It's just that this is the tarot of oppositions. So the way you shuffle this is not the regular shuffling. You have to turn them over. You have to. So, what do you think, guys, about Agusti release? Did you watch the documentary? Did you listen to the album? I did. I love it. Like always, anything Agusti does, I, I love it. It was very good. Like actually, like Yoongi never disappoints. But I don't want to call him Yoongi. I want to call Mr. Agusti because Yoongi is different. Agusti is another artist. It was sweet to see the clips from a few weeks ago and then Taeyong got back and then now. Yes, great colorist. And now I want the jeans he was wearing the last part of the fan meeting. He's looking so good. Like, I mean, he never looks other than good. He looks amazing. But yes, you're right. Definitely something in his aura and his persona has changed in an energetic level. It seemed like he was much more in his element. A bit like Marushka say, a bit shy, yeah, but much more lucent than what the first connections that we had with him ever since came back. I love him. He's such a baby. You know, and I regret this because then I'm like, you shouldn't baby your idols. But Taemin, it's baby behavior. Like, just because I don't know, I feel so maternal for him. I feel so motherly for him. Like, I definitely want to see him shine, and I think that it happens. This happens with all the magnets, and that they choose. You want them to find happiness, you know. You want them to make it because of all the sacrifices that they made when they started being so young, you know. Well, Korea passed a new law for minors. I don't know how it's going to do any better. Yeah. I listened to the album, wonderful. Yay! Yes. I just watched the title track, especially Hegium. I hope the name is. Yes. I only watched the main MV and I love it. Usually, I love it visually and the storyline. I love the music itself too, but found the song a tad repetitive. Yeah, I mean, yes. Honestly, it has some elements that I think that we've seen before. Like we heard like Yoongi rap like that, and probably in another Agusti album, we had heard like he has a certain style, and sometimes when the rap it gets too long, like you're like, oh my God, guy, like breathe a little, and that's why I love it when he collaborates with singers, because somehow the part of the singer slows down a bit the song. Um, Especially this guy that we were talking about him, the Rose Woosung, is his name? Woosung? We love his voice. I love him in the Rose. I love the Rose in general. Uh, and I just love his part in that song in Snooze. I think that song is besides the lyrics, the lyrics is very, very meaningful, very deep. There's also the quality of his voice, the emotion of his voice. There's a lot in that song. There's a lot. There's a lot. Awesome. Taemin just got back on April 4. I also feel maternal warmth toward him too. Yeah, definitely. Taemin, like, shifted his energy, like, accommodated his energy to the present of him being back very fast. Because if we think about the date, yes, it hasn't been that long, like 15 days or so. And he's back on the stage. So remember that I told you that he had all this strong energy of him really came back, like, be ready to work. Like, literally, he will not waste time, like, in the sense that he came very, very secure and concentrated on getting back to work right away. I have heard rolling chords music. I'm just grateful that these kids are going to be made to work all these crazy hours. Yeah. Show Titis is back. Oh, I have to do a reading for him. I have to do a reading for him. Shownu. Have you seen Nico talking today about Yoongi getting criticized for his lyrics? Oh no, I didn't. Did they publish something new? The last thing I heard was Jackson's analysis of his birth chart. Oh, I have to check that out. Taemin gets so much from the fans and gives much to... Yeah, definitely they are very connected. I think he was calling out YouTube views and also other toxic fandom. That's a lot. Yeah, I mean, I did read that he mentioned something about, in his lyrics of the one of the MB, he did talk about how he, or was it an interview? Oh, it was part of his documentary. I'm sorry, guys. That he was mentioning about that an idol basically doesn't have to commit any kind of like crime, that if they do something that the audience does not approve of, like smoking or drinking, their career could basically be over. And like he was talking that he was referring to this as he doesn't understand the mentality of those people that criticize people, that idols, for living their lives. And he was mentioning that in his case, he he never got into trouble. Like he never was like, you know, caught on a picture or in a situation where they were criticizing him, but he saw it, like he witnessed this happening to other idols, and he just cannot comprehend why, like what's wrong with those people that criticize this, you know, this mentality. And I think that that's the reason why, you know, there's a part of the MV where he is smoking. So I think that it was like a sort of like you know, a part of the concept of like, yeah, this is me, you know, I'm smoking. Because we live in a generation of super offended with short memory spam because of TikTok, who are unable to comprehend beat profound lyrics critique of capitalism. And 24 hours a week is still a lot. When I was working as a minor, I don't think my parents let me work more than 10 hours a week at the library. Oh. Capitalism too was there in this. Capitalism too was there in his lyric. Oh yes, he did. And capitalism and everything he participated too, especially right now with this documentary on Disney. May I ask, are you a Taurus? No, Marion, I'm not a Taurus. I'm a Capricorn. Strong lyrics, please critique capitalism, colonialism. But he talks about that before, I think, and how he's not perfect and feel weird about the duality of his situation. It's just that he's, you know, this is what I love about Yoongi, is that he doesn't deny that he's part of the show, that this is the industry that he works for, you know, and that definitely he works for money. But at the same time, he's like acknowledging that it's very, like, is saying to these people that criticize this, you know, especially the younger generations. You know, I think that when in the lyrics of this song of Snooze, he sort of gave a message to the younger generation of idols. You know, he was like somehow wishing them that they can rest well and that they don't suffer the way they suffered back then. You know, that this is why they hope that they can make a difference, you know, just to let younger generations that, you know, that today's maybe it's hard being an idol, where back then it was really hard as well. A bit too strong for them, apparently. Now we are starting to rewrite classic books and past history without too difficult words for them. And also as not to offend them. My eyes are getting watery because of the smoke. Oh my God. See guys, now I can show you, now that it's consumed, I can show you what is left of the charcoal. And this is tiny because I actually like cut them in half. I told you that you give off earth energy. Yeah, probably. Yeah. You told me. Yes, you're right. You're right. It's because, I don't have wavy hair because when I used to have wavy hair and black hair, people would mistake me for a weird sign. But maybe that's my Venus in Pisces. No, no, no. No, Marushka, don't say that. I have to go back. Next Saturday, I have to go again. But this time, not to have a removal or something like that. It's just to have the usual checkup. But I swear I suffered yesterday. I suffered, guys, because the dentist did put a lot of anesthesia on me. And the way they do it is they do it with a needle, with a shot. So the area that I had that issue, it was swollen, it was infected, so it was very painful. And I think that he even put a bit of anesthesia on my tongue on one side. Oh, I hate it when that happens. Look, I'm strong when it comes to dealing with pain because I'm strong, but I swear I suffer. I swear I suffer. Now I'm okay, but yesterday, like, I actually I had to go on Thursday, but I canceled it. I canceled it because I had classes later on. Like, for example, I had to be there. I had the appointment at 3 p.m. and then at 5 I had to get online for my classes. So I was like, oh no. I mean, if I do both, I probably will not be able to be on class, or if we have to talk, we usually talk a lot. They make us talk. So, I was like, okay, if I have to talk with my like the one side of my face numb, like, how am I going to do that? So I prefer to cancel it. So I went yesterday, and I was freaking out. I swear I had nightmares all night because I usually have to do some removals, and but you know what, Samara? When he told me that it was a wisdom tooth, I was like, "Are you kidding me?" I had two removed during lockdown in 2020. I had two. Like, they were the ones that were in the back of my here and here, and they were like hidden, like, and instead of being standing, they were like sideways, like hidden with flesh. Like, it wasn't like a removal, it was more like a surgery. The pain. I mean, I mean, considering, no, these two that I was told that they were wisdom tooth, that they were like hidden in here, like hidden, like in the last part of my gum. Yeah, they were underneath the gum. They were underneath the gum. So yeah, one here and one here. But now that they're like, oh yes, there's nothing we can do about that. We just have to remove it. And I was like, how many wisdom tooth do we have? Like, this is never ending. I thought I had it removed. Yeah, it's just that guys, it's really hard because you don't know. You want to sleep, but you don't know. Yesterday, I was with the. Uh, it wasn't like a heat pad. It was like a pack that was in the freezer, so it was frozen. So I would put it on my face, with a towel. Um, but it's so annoying. Ah, there are four. Ah. An ice pack. Thank you, Samara. Thank you. Me trying to find the English word of some things. I have to go back to English classes, guys. I have to. I definitely. I think that the person that said that I needed to work on my grammar, they were right. Like I have to go back to my English classes because there are some everyday words that I just don't know how to name them. Oh. I guess I have one pendant from this side, Samara. Because if there are four, they took two on 2020. Now they remove one. So I guess I have one here waiting for me as well. Oh my God. Is your cat feeling better? Yes, she is. We took her yesterday. They gave her another shot, another because she still had fever, but it wasn't as high as she had. And they also gave us a pill to give her for a week. So, but she's doing well. She's eating, she's drinking water, she's like walking, going around. She cannot jump very high, she cannot go to the roof like she loves to do always because she's feeling a bit like dizzy. She's not feeling very well yet. But she's okay. She's okay. She's looking better. She's hungry, so that's a great sign. Yeah, I was worried, Fluffy. I was worried. I was really worried because she's usually not like that. No, just because you only got better for conversation. Yes, yes, I do want to improve. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I heard that about. I heard that about that surgery. The military took my four window teeth as a teenager. Oh. Ah. Yeah. I mean, like it hurts, like it bothers you. The swollen part, um, the first 2 days. Then eventually you recover. You're okay. And look, I have a very weird system, immunologic system. So I do recover well. Thank God. I'm glad your kitty is healing. What was it? I don't know. They didn't say much about what was it. They were like that maybe it was like the beginning of a cold. Um, because you know that we had this there's a change in the season. We are changing. So she was like, because apparently it was just fever, like it wasn't something else. She wasn't like she went to the bathroom regularly. There wasn't anything odd about that. She ate okay. She was eating. She was drinking water. She started to drink more water now today. Yesterday, I tried to give her water and she wouldn't want it. Now she's drinking water every day. I mean, like every uh, 2 hours, like, and drinking a lot of water. Actually, she's a cat that she drinks a lot of water as well. Um, I had, I have her since 2018. 2018. So she has been with us, yeah, for 5 years. Mm, yeah, but she drinks a lot, you know. But there's this thing. She has her own specific places to drink water, and she's a bit stubborn about it. There's a like a leak in one of the of a water connection outside my house. There's like a connection of water that leaks. So in there, my dad placed like a bucket, you know, like, um, and in there, the drop is always dropping until it gets full. The bucket gets full of water. So there she goes and drinks water from that. So it's good, it's fresh, and she loves it. She knows that she has to go there to get the water. Like if you leave her like a plate with water like next to her food, she doesn't drink from it. She wants to go to that place to drink. The thing is that here in Argentina, we are dealing with a disease that is called dengue, and that usually is carried through a mosquito. And that disease, that illness, like I mean the virus, that it's like a virus, yes. That virus that the mosquito carries, it's deadly. Is deadly. And they usually reproduce when there's places that water gets stuck. So if you live on the exterior, if you leave a bucket full of water, eventually some mosquitoes could come out, you know, and they could be, we don't know, they could be regular mosquitoes, but who knows, there could be dengue as well. So we were told by our government not to, you know, to avoid, you know, holding water like in places. Yeah, dengue. So I usually, what I do when I see uh, that bucket is nearly full, especially if it's in the middle of the night, it gets like in 5 hours it's already full, the bucket, because the bucket is not that like tall or big. So I have to empty it. I have to throw the water away. I usually like I water the plants with that water. I usually like water the plants with that. But she loves that bucket. And when she finds it that it's very, and she loves it when it's full, you know, when the bucket is full of water. She loves to drink, she loves to put her little paws and be like this and drink water from it. She loves it and she looks for it. So I have to be pendant on that bucket. Where I live, we have tiger mosquitoes, and they bite really badly. And in rare cases, they are dead. Oh, yeah. The dengue is a sort of mosquito that, in their tail, they carry the blood of the person they bite. So I don't know if that's what creates the contamination or the contagion. I don't know. but it spreads very fast. So thank God we are in fall, we are in autumn, so it is not that hot anymore. But usually during summertime, the mosquitoes are everywhere, and they are so annoying. Where are you from, Mariam? Greece. Oh, yeah. Dengue fever is serious. Yeah. Before COVID, the one disease that was deadly and very feared, it was dengue. Dengue and meningitis. Okay. Let's start. Well, I told you guys that I wanted to pull some cards to see the dynamic between the rose singer, Woosung, and Yoongi. Malaria too. They're both the same age, right? Woosung and Yoongi. Okay. I'm going to pull 2 cards for each. Woosung. Okay, it's of same age. And Yoongi. He's from LA. Okay. Okay. Woosung got 8 of Wands. That in this case, this is like the dark attribute, but we will expand on it. And then he got the 4 of Swords. This is what happens when the tarot deck is glossy, is that it reflects. Okay. And Yoongi got, I have to cover this because they are naked, the lovers. In the upper side, we have the female, and in here we have the male. And then we have the magician in the correct place, like order. So I think that honestly for Woosung, I think that guy definitely, like, he's really excited for the collaboration, but at the same time, he cannot wait to rest. You know, because he got the 8 of Wands in reverse. meaning that he wants to slow down a bit, and the Four of Swords. So we know that he even was here in Argentina with the band. So probably, for him, he needs to slow down a bit mentally, like he definitely will. But I think that for him, it was like, okay, I also want to do this, and probably the news of their collaboration was something like a sudden news as well. So so for him it's like, okay, I have to do this, but I do not know if I have the energy. He probably is a guy that he's very exhausted. He mentally, another one that is lacking energy. Like he probably he's been doing so much, or he had been, like, life has been happening so fast for him that he's trying to adapt to the rhythm of touring and being everywhere and working, but at the same time it seems like for him it's a bit like, that it's a bit overwhelmed by it, and he feels a bit like confused in the sense that he could also like do some mistakes because of this. Like, I don't think he will do a mistake, but it's like he could, like, I don't know, trip, I don't know, like, fall somewhere, like usually been acting a bit erratic, as if he didn't sleep for days, like looking a bit even miserable, I would say. He definitely is in a place where, like, it seems like fame takes him through very fast and exciting movements, but at the same time he feels like, okay, this is too much for me. I need to get off this. I need to get off this rhythm. He wants and he needs his alone time. He's probably a guy that he understands that for him, even though he does appreciate the opportunities and he does appreciate the love and support of the people that trust in him and in his ability and in his talent, he's the sort of guy that it doesn't matter how big and important an event is, he had learned the lesson, and it's that if he feels like he's not mentally prepared for it, he will cancel, or he will be like, okay, I need to stop. Like, I need to recover. This is too much for me. I need to rest. Like, I need to take care of my mind. Like, I went through a lot. Like, I did a lot. Like, because it seems like his lifestyle is very wild. Like, because I see the contrast of the Eight of Wands and the Four of Swords, that is like a sort of like, it's like the night and the day. These are two very different energies, because it's like when he gets active, or when he gets opportunities to perform, it seems like it's in a very demanding atmosphere or environment or show, or where it seems like everyone hype him up, and everyone wants so much of him, and everyone wants, like, they want so much of him, and he is like, I don't take all my energy away from me, because I don't know if I will break. Like, please, like, I think that he also controls himself a lot. He's like, I don't want to get too excited because of this, because I know that then the aftermath, it's awful. Yeah, he knows himself very well, but I think that here with the Eight of Wands in reverse, definitely he's a guy that probably in the past he went with the flow, like somehow opportunities came and he was like somehow rushed to make decisions that he wasn't ready to make, or that he didn't want to make. Probably being like, okay, this is your only chance. Either you take it or you're out. And he was like, okay, I don't want to disappoint anybody, so I will make it. Even though I'm not okay, even though I'm struggling here, even though I'm not ready. So I think that this guy definitely here with the Four of Swords, he's like, okay, I will participate on this. I will put my all. I will put my essence into this, but then I need to rest. Then I need to recover. Then I need to go MIA for a few moments. But yes, definitely I think that he could have enjoyed more the collaboration, the experience of working with Yoongi, but I think that he was going through something. Either he was too busy, or I don't know, his schedule was too chaotic, and it wasn't very well organized. So even though he was present and he did his best, he also in his mind, he was like, okay, I cannot wait to get home and rest, because I need to, And in the case of Yoongi, honestly, with the Lovers and the Magician, definitely for Yoongi, he got two major arcana. So for Yoongi, and two major arcanas that are also upwards, so they are in the light attribute. So honestly, for Yoongi, it was like a very, it was what he wanted to do. It was the person that he wanted to do it with. It's like I think he wouldn't have taken a no for an answer, because he's like with the Lovers and the Magician, is like, he was like, this is the collaboration that I want. I want these people, like, I don't want others. Like, I have to have them, and also the Magician is about making your wishes come true, so he was like, okay, I will not take other people. I want him to be part of this. But also with the Lovers, there's a sense also of understanding, and also like being also waiting on the crossroad, and also being like, okay, I understand if you don't want to do it, or if you are busy. Definitely I think that the Lovers, it's also a card that talks about when you have to make a decision, and he's like, I think that somehow he understood Woosung energy. Like, he was like, okay, I understand if you don't want to do it, I will wait. Like, I will wait for you. But I think that Yoongi was very confident, because he was in his creative process. He was like on fire. He was like inspired. He was like, light up. His energy was very high. So for him, it was like, he was confident. He was like, okay, I'm going to get it. I just have to be patient. I just have to, also like have no expectations. The Lovers is about like, it could be a yes, he could say yes, or he could say no, the duality. It could be both. So he's like, okay, whatever you decide, I will wait for you. Yeah, because, sometimes when we talk about the Lovers card, the duality, we also associate it to Gemini. Actually, the Lovers is a Gemini card. But if you think about Gemini, we could also think about Pisces, because Pisces is also duality. If you think about the animal, the image of Pisces, it's two fishes going different directions, and also like creating a sort of symbiosis, a cycle. One goes that way, the other goes that way, sort of like Cancer as well. So that's why the sign of Pisces is like these two branches like this, and then one in the middle. And Gemini is also like two sticks like this and two here. So I think that Gemini and Pisces are also very, very similar. It's like he understands the duality of him. He's like, I'm not going to pressure you. I'm not going to pressure you. But he was a bit more confident, he definitely wasn't like, oh my God, what am I going to do if he says no? No, he knew I'm going to get what I want. Yes, it's like they're twins. There are certain astrological associations with tarot that I never quite understood, like the Lovers, Gemini, or the Chariot, Cancer. Wait, if I don't know if I have here the Toss Tarot, but I think that. Because maybe I can help you with the symbolism. But I'm not sure. Here I have two different. The Chariot as seen as protecting your home or following your heart. Yeah, the Chariot, I have two different designs of the toss system. Here we have this that it's a bit more like much more details, a bit more 3D. And in here we have the traditional toss tarot. I think that definitely for me, and if you notice in here, his crown, he's wearing a crab in his head. You can see it here. He's wearing a crab in his head. So, and this is the Lovers. Honestly, for me, the Chariot association with Cancer, it has to do with Cancer's ability to transit that state of leaving the comfort of your home. Is that first journey in the hero's journey. For me, the Chariot is not just advancing. It's advancing, but advancing with precaution. This is why the person is wearing, a armor. It's fully armor. It's fully, in some. He also has like I believe he has like a shield. He's fully like protected. And that also maybe it has to do with the whole shell of the crab as well. The Cancer energy of like, okay, like I'm I'm getting out of my home. I don't think that it's about home, literally, but probably it has to do about leaving what you know or what you were taught to dare to go to the outside world to go get what you want, especially as an individual path, as instead of like being like, okay, here I go because I'm going to be victorious, It's not about advancing because you are fighting someone. It's more like you are honoring your past and where you come from, and you carry where you came from with you. So it's like this is why that person is shielded, because they still and that's why Cancer is also attached so much to the roots or their family, even when they decide to leave or decide to take a situation, decide to to go and experience something else. So it's like, yes, I'm moving forward, but I still am wearing my heart on my sleeve. I'm still a very emotional person. I'm still a very sensitive person. So, while I'm on this chariot, even though I look like I'm a knight and I have my horses and I have my chariot and everything seems so, I'm still a bit new to this whole travesty. I'm still it's like when you start a journey, you have all the equipment, you have everything on your backpack or your luggage, you have even homemade meals for you safe in there just in case, you have water, you have plenty of clothes that you bring with you. And while you are in day one, you have all that, but we don't know what's going to happen of you as you transit the road. So the chariot is when the Cancer energy just left home. They leave home like this. They leave home very protected, very with their needs met, very abundant, very excited, but at the same time very attached to I just left the comfort of my home. And it doesn't have to do with, what I left was a very comfortable space. No, it means that probably you are moving forward, but it's still you carry other people's lessons, other people's views, other people's values. You carry them with you. And as you move and as you transit different spaces, you are going to bring your history or their history with you, because you're still new to this travel. But the important thing is that you decided to be on your way. That yes, maybe you are inexperienced, maybe you don't know where you're going, maybe you are fully protected, and maybe you are very much on the resistant, okay, I'm not going to show myself, I'm going to protect myself because I don't know what I'm going to see there. You probably still are dealing with a bit of trauma because of what you left. But either way, you are moving forward, but you're moving forward feeling a bit nostalgic about what you lost. So, the final destination of this, you don't know. You don't know if you're going to keep moving forward or you're going to go back home when things get difficult. And with Gemini, yes, the twins. I see a couple. I don't see the twins. But I think that it has to do with the twins, because actually here I do have the twins in here. Here. So I think that it's the union of both sides, the yin and the yang, the twins, the duality of bring them all together, bring them all together. They are part of you. They are part of you, and that it's okay. Um, it's okay to sometimes feeling a bit like, oh, I don't know if I want this. I don't know if I want this. Okay, guys, who should I pull cards next? Because honestly, my teeth is hurting, so I'm going to make this live very brief, but I want to pull some cards. I want to do this very dynamic. Okay. Shownu. I don't know why, now that my bias is on the military, I'm suddenly watching a lot of Monster X old videos. Why didn't I appreciate them before? Now that he's gone, I'm starting to watch them all. Oh my god, I'm so contradictory sometimes. No, Samara, he's not a Taurus moon. He's a Capricorn moon. His Mars is in Taurus. You always confuse his Mars in Taurus. But definitely the Mars is shown. Tomato, potatoes, yeah, I know. Ian, I prefer not to pull cards for Chaura. No. No, nor for him, nor his Astro members. I know people have been requesting me this, but I think that it's still too recent. Like, I don't want to, like, I don't. No. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait a bit, and then I'm going to do reading for him. But if you do watch my Aries season reading for Chaewu, in there you will find a lot of answers about what's his energy. Because in there were a lot of there was a lot of sorrow in that spread, and I didn't know what it was about. Now I know. But if you haven't seen it, you could watch it, because that's very, I don't know why. I remember pulling those cards for him, and I couldn't understand why there was so much suffering in his reading. I just couldn't understand it. Now I understand. Okay. Shownu and Jeno. Okay, let's go for Shownu. Shownu got King of Swords, very Gemini, like the king that he is. The Hangman. Ten of Wands. Look, isn't this the most Shownu card ever? him carrying all the weight on his shoulders, like the leader he is, like the leader he is. Yeah, it's okay, Marion. It's okay. You just propose it. It's okay. We are just telling you that we are not going to do it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That that is not just the message straight to you. Is to everyone that is asking, because everyone wants to know. But I think like I don't know. Maybe if you check out other people, maybe there are some that are doing it. Maybe you can find someone that pulls some cards or are pulling cards. But in my case, I'm not going to do it. Hey, Soul. And um, also one thing that I don't do is when the idol, it's a minor, I don't read for them. And also when they are in hiatus or when they are in the military, I don't read for them. I wait until they're back. And after the Ten of Wands, he got the Four of Cups. So, I mean, Shownu definitely is no shipping readings. I'm reading for Shownu, so I'm pulling some cards for Monster X Shownu now that he's back. Honestly, I think that he's a guy that he's like, okay, here I go. Like he's very responsible. He's like he never lost his temper in the sense that he's a guy that he's very intelligent and he's very much in control of himself and what he knows. Obviously, with the Hangman, this is a guy that definitely he's like, okay, I have to work on myself. Either maybe he wants to write about this, about his struggles, but he's like, like I wasn't very comfortable with where I was, really like I was like, I wish I could say that I came out wiser, like, because the Hamdan is about the enlightenment, that sometimes you're put in a situation, so he's like a bit like, I don't know what I learned from there. Like now that I'm out, he feels a bit like a fish, like like I'm out of place. Like I'm trying to order my mind and myself. And he definitely is going to always show you this stable confidence. His body is also like a mountain. He's a guy that he's not going to show you that he's troubled by something, but inside of him, he's like, I wish I could have learned something, like when it comes to wisdom. And he's like, I actually didn't learn something. The only thing that I know is that now that I'm back, yeah, a bit. He's like, okay, now I'm back. But probably, it also has to do with what's going on. A lot of things had been lost, a lot of things had changed in his circumstances. So he's like, I'm going to keep going because I am the King of Swords. So I'm here to bring clarity. I am the leader. But at the same time, I don't know how to explain that. I cannot say that I am a better person after I had this enlistment. Like he was like like maybe he learned a lot of things, but at the same time he regrets others. He's like, for me, maybe he thinks it's a waste of time or something like that. Maybe he's like, you put me in there, and for me it was a waste of time. In those years I could have done so much for the group, and meanwhile I was serving there. So I think that in this sense this is why I say that he's a very intelligent guy, because he's like here showing me that I wish I could tell you that after I got out, I came out like in sort of enlightenment, and I'm a better guy because I just done my service, and like, oh yeah, I'm stronger, like I'm tougher, like I look different, like yeah, like I witnessed it. But he's like, for me it was all a waste of time. He was like, you put me on hold in there when I had so much responsibility. He's like, you have no idea how many. I mean, I am the one that carries the weight. Why was I interrupted? Why was I interrupted from my role? He definitely is a guy that he feels very responsible for the group. Like, when everyone says like he's the father, he's definitely the father. Because he's just like, yeah, he's like, and probably I think that he was like, I wish I could be a bit spiritual about this, but honestly, I was very annoyed. And probably he was watching what the others were doing, and he was like, I had to be there. I wish I was there, to help, to carry the weight, to take the weight off their shoulders and put it on myself. He's a guy that he's always used to be the one that carries all the weight, and somehow he's like, okay, maybe even the backlash. But I think he also has the Four of Cups. Yeah, he also has the Four of Cups. So I think that honestly, for him, it's going to take a while to start feeling and connecting with his role as an idol again. For him, he's going to do all the chores, he's going to present himself, he's going to take activities, he's going to be very responsible like always. Like always. But I see him still a bit apathic. Like he still is not connected 100%. And probably he's not connected because he as a person he's not that emotional, honestly. Like he's not that emotional. For him, I also think that for him, life is all about carrying the weight. What can I tell you? For him, it's like, I don't know why. I feel that I wouldn't say like he enjoys to be like carrying all the weight, but he's like, I must do this. This is my role. This is what I'm good at. It's like he really takes this as a role. He's like, no one should have to carry the weight of responsibility. I should. And that also is something that I think that it doesn't do him good, because it puts him in the Four of Cups, where it's like, okay, like I cover myself with responsibilities, I cover myself with a lot of weight on my shoulders, but where is the satisfaction in this? How does that make you feel? You're not feeling, you're just numb. You're just numb. So, he's a very smart guy, because definitely look at this King of Swords. Look at this King of Swords. Definitely this guy is no one's victim. Even though he feels himself like the hangman, he feels a bit like, this is like the shadow attribute of the hangman. You know how the hangman struggles, because this is the right position, is when You went through the period of going through the night and facing your fears, and at the same time, like, stop resisting, stop fighting, like, hang on in there, and you will find the enlightenment. The day has come, and you had made it. You had passed the test, and you are different. You are seeing things differently. But when it is like this, it's showing you the struggles and the desperation of being in this position in the dark, when you don't know what to do with yourself, when you desperately want to get out of here. You're like, I want to get out of here. I don't want to be like this. You know, and you go a bit crazy, and you go a bit like, you know, you don't know how to untie yourself. And you just cannot think straight. And I think that for him it's like, you know, when I was there, I felt like a prisoner. I felt like a prisoner. Like, it wasn't like, oh, because I learned so many things. Of course, probably he's going to tell you, or the sentiment of the speech of his experience is going to be like, if he ever talks about it, he's going to have to be polite and be like, oh yeah, I learned a lot, you know, I earned a lot of medals. But spiritually, for him, it was very uncomfortable. And probably one of the darkest moments in his life. Yeah, he got the Hierophant in reversed. He got the Hierophant in reversed. He has a very toxic tradition of that he should be man enough, that man has to endure, that men, you know, and that, like, probably he came from a very conservative kind of upbringing, you know, where the males used to be the providers, and, you know, where there were a lot of rules to follow, and there were also like punishments if you fought differently. So I think that this is why he cannot connect with anything emotional, because actually he's so concentrated on his responsibilities and on his task and on his role, and of, okay, I have to be a certain way because this is what people expect of me. This is the tradition. This is my role. I have to follow the rules. He's so stuck in this that he doesn't allow himself to open his heart, you know, because he's like, no, emotions are no good, so I'm not going to show them. I don't want to be weak. So he is in this moment of apathy because of this, you know. He's like, okay, I have to get back to work. Like, no emotions, no pity party, no. I have to go back to work. I have to get back to work. He has a bit of a soldier mentality, yes, where he's all about looking tough, you know, and being masculine, and being, you know, very, very serious. And, you know, and maybe this is why he has the Handman, you know, because the Handman is also a very Pisces, Sagittarius kind of energy. You know, the Handman, it's a card that when it's upright, it talks to us about, you know, how you, even though the situation feels a bit claustrophobic and you are not comfortable with it, you are going to reach some kind of enlightenment, or you are going to start seeing things differently. But for him, he was like, you know, I didn't see anything differently. I just felt the uncomfortableness, you know, like this was not Like I don't know. I thought that this would be I don't know, more useful for my life, for my development as a person, as a man. And probably even also like intellectually, because he came out, the first card was the King of Swords. So he was like, okay, like teach me something that I don't know. And probably, even it was like there was something about the teachings or the atmosphere that he was like, okay, I done this already. Like, this is not, you're not teaching me anything new. I went through these sort of things before, or I trained like this before. Yeah, he's a very interesting guy, definitely. And also probably it lets you know that Shownu is a guy that he doesn't like to feel out of control. Probably he's a guy that he has so much leadership or he has so much like assertiveness. This is why he came out as the king. That probably is very hard to boss him around or to tell him what to do. So instead of him, like, I feel that it was uncomfortable for him to be led on by others, to have to rely on other leaders, and him being like, are you serious? You call yourself a leader? Something like this. Okay, let's move on to Jeno, our bearded boy, Jeno. I love Jeno. I know he probably is not as, like, for me, he's my bias. I hope. What judgment? Another one that got the handman. Come on. Come on. What's going on? Genuine can't square up. He better. Oh my god. Okay. He got the Three of Cups in reverse. The Hangman again reversed. The Sun card. Oh, so, did I cover it that it was naked? And the High Priestess. So, well, he got two reverse, two upright. So we're doing good. Honestly, I think that yeah. Honestly, I think that Jeno went through something like emotionally. And since it's the Three of Cups, maybe he's feeling like people weren't collaborating with him. I don't know if he is part of a group of three people. Or I'm not talking about the group, I'm talking about a group of friends. And probably now, since this is in reverse, it means like that union is no longer there, or it had been like he was left out or someone was left out. And I believe that he was left out in there to reflect on himself. Here with the Handman also, in reverse, I think that this is also, again, the resistance to the enlightenment. Like as I was talking about Shownu, also being a bit like resistant to, okay, you want to enlighten me, you want to teach me something, like, and I'm not getting it, like, really, like, I'm a bit on the defensive about what am I supposed to learn from here, and I think that for Jeno, there was a bit of resistance. I feel that probably he was left alone to somehow like to learn something, to understand something. Something broke in his relationships with others, and he was just left in there, and it seemed like like things were a bit like lonely, and also not very, a bit ugly, also like not very joyful, like a bit like being left alone and not having someone to to share things with. I don't know if he had an argument with someone that was very meaningful to him. But since it's the Three of Cups, it could also mean like, I don't know, maybe a third party situation. Maybe he was friends with someone, and a third person came in, and he feels like that friend was stolen from him, and feeling a bit sorry actually. But at the same time, like not understanding what was going on, really. I mean, I don't know if he had something to do with this separation or with this isolation that he feels. But yeah, he definitely had very dark moments, probably, feeling a bit like alone, like, not understanding, not being able actually to see. I think that Jeno is the typical Taurus person that he just doesn't see the signs. He doesn't read the signs. He doesn't, like, there are some things that probably for some people are very obvious about relationships or about people's dynamic or people's, that sometimes people change. And I think that for him it's like, no, people don't change. I don't change. Like, I'm still me. And for him it's like, why would you break a relationship with me? I think that it has to do with a friendship. Yeah. I put in a card to clarify this, and I got the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles is the most Taurus card I ever seen. The most Taurus card I ever seen is this person like holding on really tight to their coins and being like, oh yes, this is mine. This will forever be mine. I love my coins. They will always be there for me. So he's like so used to having this trio or this connection with these people or this person, and suddenly this being like I wouldn't say they separated. They are no longer friends, but there was a disagreement. He was left alone. He was like, I would say, excluded from this group. I'm not talking about the group. I'm talking about a friendship. So he was like, but why would someone leave me? Like, like, because this is very Taurus. And I think that now that we are in Taurus season, we should definitely be very like understanding of the Taurus energy. Taurus, for Taurus, when you are comfortable with someone or when you have a sort of a connection with someone, you're like, okay, I expect you to be there. Yeah, maybe we had some problems. Yeah, maybe I said something. Yeah, maybe you said something. But yeah, I count that maybe tomorrow you will still be there, because you are my possession. You are my person. When those people say, oh, you are my person, as if you are a possession, this is very Taurus, actually, because even though it's cute when someone says, you are my person, like, yes, I get it. You mean that they're special to you. But at the same time, you are like, you are my person. It means that it's yours and no one else's. So it does like remind me being a friends with a Taurus person. But it's just, it's not that they do it on purpose. It's not like, oh, like, I am I'm stubborn just like this. It's the way they are. It's their energy. Their energy is very resistant to change. So then we have the Sun card, and then we have the High Priestess. So definitely, I think that even though there could have been moments of a lot of non-communication, or actually him hanging out with these people and being this very awkward atmosphere of them not talking to each other, actually like ghosting each other, or just like, being very weird around each other, we have the Sun card. So definitely this shows that there had been like, they had made up at the end, and that the sun came out again, for Jeno. So I believe that Jeno is feeling like happy again, or he's going to feel happy again, because this relationship is going to be a relationship again, is going to be built back again. So I definitely see him like, I think that definitely Jeno is someone that he's very stubborn. So sometimes for him to learn lessons, especially that it has to do, or it involves other people's deciding for themselves and affecting him, for him it's really like traumatic. For him it's very devastating. Like he just is in the dark. He doesn't know what happened. He doesn't have that proper acknowledgement. But he's learning. He's learning to have it. He definitely is learning, because he has the Sun card, and then he has the High Priestess. So I think that he's learning to be a better friend. He's learning to be a better partner. He's also learning to be a bit more like intuitive, to observe the other more, to show a bit more of appreciation, to show a bit more of delicacy towards the other person's feelings, and understanding that, yeah, maybe you didn't see it, but for the other person, what you did was hurtful, or it was wrong, and they just didn't like it, and that you have to take their experiences and value, and also acknowledge that this is how they feel. So definitely I think that Jeno is becoming wiser. Definitely I think that he's slowly connecting with being his happy self again. I think that honestly, if he was left alone to somehow reflect on what he had done wrong, it was a very difficult moment for him, because I think that he's a guy that he doesn't know how to be alone. Like he doesn't know what it feels like to be rejected. So I think that for him it was a very complicated and very complex experience, and maybe he wouldn't want to go through it again. So I think that next time he's going to try to be a bit more sensitive towards other people's feelings, because he's like, I don't want to go through that again. He's like, I think that he's a very simple guy. It's just that there was something about the consequences of this. I don't know if it was like a discussion. He definitely was put in there in a very uncomfortable position, so he could learn how the other person felt. What it feels like to be left out, what it feels like to be left on your own, and not having the other person like being there for you to get your needs, so yeah. But yeah, with the High Priestess, the last card of the High Priestess, definitely Jeno has the potential to learn a lot more about themselves. Definitely. He has the potential. He has the potential to learn more about himself. He has a lot more depth than actually he thinks. It's just that Probably, he has to experience this sort of like transformations or the end of a connection or the end of a relationship. So somehow value that relationship and not take it for granted. Not get so stubborn, not get so in the Four of Pentacles energy of okay, you are my friend, so you're supposed to be with me no matter what. And the other person is like, no, if you don't treat me right, I'm going to leave. So, yeah. It's all still, yeah, it's all still a learning process because he's still immature. Yeah, yeah. But I mean, I think that ever since this was settled, like this relationship was like fixed. I think that for him it was very healing. It seems like the smile was brought back to his face. It seems like for him it was like okay, like I'm happy again. Like it really took a toll on him, on his mood. I mean, he was feeling very bad about it. He was feeling very bad about it. Yeah, very, very like lost a bit, and confused. Um, and at first on denial, like, oh, like, how do you do this to me? But then eventually when he stopped resisting to the truth, he learned that, yeah, maybe there was some responsibility from his part because of this person being like this. Okay, guys, is there someone else to read for today? But I already read for Jeno, so Irene. Hey, Muffy. Are you the Muffy? No, Junhain I'm not going to. The last time I tried to read for Junhain and I didn't like the cards that I got. So, are you the Muffy? Because we know. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to write down DKS. Is it DKS? Why did I say DKS? How is it pronounced? The Muffy? DKS?
Uh, but how is it pronounced? Like the C, the case? Okay, you know, well, sit. Whatever. Is it DKS or DKC? Oh my, you are losing me here. DKC. 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 Okay. Okay. Okay, I'm going to continue with Irene and then I'm going to read for DKC. Okay, Irene got 8 of Cups, the Lovers in reverse. Oh, I'm sorry, the naked person again. 6 of Pentacles, the Strength. Um, Was Irene also like friends with Moonbin or somehow related to him? Because she also is going through some like saying goodbye to something from the past, especially like an emotional bond or relationship. You know, it's like accepting that it's done. That I think that she's going through. She's definitely going through a push and pull. It's like she's accepting something, but at the same time she's like, no, this cannot be. Honestly, I think that she was like involved with someone and it didn't end very well because she's like, okay, like I'm not going to give you another chance. Like this is it. This is it. Like I'm not going to give you another chance. I'm not going to give you the possibility to have a chance with me. Like I'm done. And probably this is very important because it's not easy to get to the 8 of Cups, like emotionally, you know, to be able to walk away from an emotional connection and like really like understanding and understanding that maybe she was put in a situation where either the person didn't decide what they wanted or they were just playing with her or they were being very hot and cold with her and she was like, you know, I had it, like I don't want anything to do with you. um, mm. She's this year is going to be a year of a lot of realization from her, but it's also about this having been brave enough, and I believe that Irene is very brave, and she's also like she's someone that she's very, I think that people can see her like she can come off as being very like cold, but actually she has feelings. She has feelings. She has feelings, but at the same time, she's not going to let people or a special someone to disrespect her. She's like, okay, you play with me once, like I took you back, or I believed in you again, but I'm not going to let this happen again. You know, really, I'm not going to let this happen again. It's like, I'm done. I'm done. And then she has the Six of Pentacles and the Strength card. Is she working on something? Because I think that like the moon in Virgo that she is, she's focusing on work. And it's still a bit greenish, but it is having its results. Like it's definitely looking very good for her. Hey, Helion. If she's working on something, definitely is going to be very beneficial for her, like monetarily. I mean, she's very responsible. And I think that because she's very responsible, she's like, you know, I have to be an example. I don't know why I get this word, that she's saying like, I have to be an example. I cannot be out of control. I cannot be seen losing control. I have to put myself in order. I have to put myself in order. Like I cannot lose control. There's a lot of people like, and she's doing it like very willingly. She's not suffering, but she's like, you know, I have to be patient. I have to be patient. The moment will come. But she also went through a lot of like emotional endings, you know, like something ending or just accepting that things are not going to be the same. Maybe this has to do with hype. I don't know how close she was with Lee Soo-man. Maybe, I don't know. Three of Wands. Yeah, but also, you know, there's something about her not feeling very motivated, like really not being able to look to the future and be like, oh, yes, I envision this. Like, she's like a bit like, yeah, like, I mean, yeah, there could be a comeback, there could be some appearances here and there, but she's feeling a bit like she's not feeling motivated, like lately. Irene has been put on hold for since the scandal, so it's been a minute since I seen her do anything for her solo career. Yeah, it's like she's going to put the effort because of she's very practical, you know, she's thinking about like, okay, I'm responsible, like I have to show up, you know, this is my life, this is what I do, this is my job. But I feel like when it comes to herself, she's not like so excited as like prior years, you know, maybe in another year she was like, okay guys, let's do this, like, and even like working with others and being like, oh yes, you just spark a great idea on me and maybe you can do this. And now she's like, and maybe also this has to do with the dynamic of the group, you know, herself feeling like, you know, like I actually don't see eye to eye when it comes to creating something with the others, or the others are focused on something else. So I actually don't see the connection, don't see the yeah. And it's like there's no, she also had the Two of Pentacles. It's like there's no change here. There's no change. There's no. And also, could it be like financially, like the group is not that well, like they don't put so much like money on them? She got the in reverse. You know, it's like this. Okay, you want me to entertain people, but the background, like the, you know, the abundance, the possibilities, the growth, where is it? You want me to put on a show. You want me to be flexible. You want me to adapt to change. But look, everything is on ruins. Like, what do you want me to be celebrating? Everything is on ruins. Like the dirt, like the ground, the earth is dry. There's no growth in here. There's no expansion in here. There's no innovation. Like, what do you want me to work with? What is the like the possibilities? What do you want me to look forward to? There's, you know. But I guess this is called being an SM artist, especially a female. Like, yeah, not enough funds for the group, or what they are given, at least from Irene's perspective. Maybe also Irene is a bit like a specific about what she considers generosity, or what she considers that, okay, we were given great opportunities. Maybe she does consider that what they are given to work with, it's like, really? This? You want me to work with this? That's it? She's a very peculiar person, and also with the last card being the strength card. I do remember the scandal, and you mentioned this, Samara, her scandal. I think that when I see also the the strength card, the woman holding the lion, and trying to hold back the lion, and be like, it's about self-control. So I think that probably she's like too self-conscious, somehow things are not the same, and she feels like she cannot be herself because everyone is watching, everyone is ready to judge, and she feels like she has to take care of whatever move or whatever gesture she does, whatever what she says. She has to be very delicate, and probably that can be a bit draining, especially if you're an Aries, to having to hold back all that straightforwardness so people don't get, so definitely I think that it must. It's because the opportunities have gone down quality, but in her own fault. Was there a suggestion for a male actor? I don't see it in the chat now. Sorry, someone was on the... No, I believe it was for Joo Ha-in, but you know that I did pull cards for him the other day, and the cards weren't that great, and I didn't like it, so I stopped. And so I don't know, I don't want to keep. Maybe later I will, but... And also there's a reading for him in the Aries season, so it's not like he doesn't have readings. He does have it on the channel. Do you want it to ask for him, Hope? Like, she's probably waiting for things to return back to normal, but she's going to have to prove that she's worth something to the industry again. Yeah, I see that what they are giving her, like, it seems like literally pennies, because she got the Six of Pentacles. That is, like you say, it's a bit of balance, it's like, okay, you're giving us this, we give you this. Like, nothing more, nothing less. You give me two, I give you back two, something like this. Very limited. And also then she got the Two of Pentacles, that it's a very fresh energy. It's Pentacles, yes, but it's also about, like, okay, what do we do with these 2 coins? Like, with these 2 coins, like, there's not much stability or like a building that we can do with 2 coins. So what do we do with this? It's all about being a bit more imaginative to work with what you have, but I don't know if she's willing to do that. Yeah. Yeah, and I think that probably, for her, it's also an exercise, to try to forgive herself and forgive everything. And probably, she had done the work. She maybe went to therapy, because I see that she's trying to be better. But somehow, like, the responses, like you say, the results are very poor. Yes, it doesn't, they are not ignoring her, but at the same time, it's not like she's very popular also. Just trying to keep up. Long day yesterday. Yeah, I'm sure. Those are revolutes who are praying hard to these days, but anyone outside the fandom. Okay. I'm going to pull cards for DKZ. Okay. How many members are in DKZ? They got the Wheel of Fortune, Eight of Pentacles, Five of Swords, Ace of Cups. Oh, wow. Actually, these people, they feel like their luck, like their lucky period somehow had been like stopped. Because they got the Wheel of Fortune, but the Wheel of Fortune is in reverse, so it's like it's stuck in a not very favorable moment. It seems like it's in the very not lucky moment. And definitely I think that it's a circumstance that could revert itself, that it could, since the Wheel of Fortune is about movement, yes, you could go through a sort of bad moment or a not so favorable circumstances, but since it's the Wheel of Fortune, it can change at any minute. It doesn't mean that it forever will be like this. But definitely I see them like working very hard on themselves. Like I think that this not so favorable moment came in a moment where they were just finishing the details to release something. I don't know if they were working on something or they were about to go to tour or they were about to release something, but definitely they were like working on the details and about to share it, and then this happened, and it's very sad. Did they lose someone? It seems like if there were opportunities for them, someone was like, okay, we are taking it back. We are not giving you the opportunities. It's like I turn my back on you. I left you in the cold. I left you in the rain. So they feel a bit like sad about it, like very like okay, what now? It seems like they are in this period, but it's mentally that they are feeling a bit hopeless. They are like, okay, what do we do? Like this sucks, honestly. But then they have the Ace of Cups. That is, that is a very abundant and emotional new beginning. So even though there could be that now they are like this, now they're feeling like this person in the rain, they are like, and probably, facing a few battles with others. I don't know if it's legal battles or just arguing with people and just having to defend themselves and also attack people, like okay, like I didn't win. Like I didn't get anything out of this. But yeah, this is it. And they have the A's. So I think that they are waiting for the storm to be over. They are waiting for the rain to stop. They are still, in this very like, painful moment of like what just happened. Like, what just happened? Like, where did this come from? It seems like it hit them from nowhere, like. But they have the Ace of Cups, so I think that someone's love, it could be the fandoms and other people love and appreciation, they could come to save them and give them a new beginning and give them the possibility to grow out of this, despite this being a very painful moment and a very like, very like, because I believe that they were very excited about something. JMS cool scandal of their member. Oh, he's now taking a break because of mental stress. Oh my. Netizens must be driving his heart. All I know is that DKZ has a funny like. Yeah, I think that they will be able to actually like to survive this. Like people really love them. Like they are very loved. Yeah, but I don't know. I also think that they are a bit affected by this emotionally. Has people asked for this member to be out of the group? Because I feel like they are a bit like stressed about that. They are like, what if we lose him? Like I don't know if they are given options. They are like, okay, we will bring you back, but we need to get this member out. And they are like, I don't want to do that, feeling very, very guilty. Yeah, they were definitely doing very well, yes. I mean, there could be like a new beginning, but I think honestly that they will take their time to analyze that new beginning because they got the Four of Cups and then they got the Empress in reversed. So probably, the conditions of that brand new beginning could have some, conditions that emotionally they are very affected. It's like, okay, yes, we want a new beginning. We want to keep working, but at the same time they are very tied. They're very tied emotionally to each other. So I think that if there's some condition, they are like, I don't know if I'm going to accept this. They already had a lot of member changes and upheavals in the past, nearly disbanded. Yeah, see, because they got the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, so it seems like they always encounter these blocks on the way. You know, like this. It's like they are doing great and something happens. Then they get back at it and something happens. You know, it seems like for them it's something about a cycle or a karma that they cannot break. And this is why for them they feel so heartbroken, you know, like why is this happening again? Like come on, like I feel so hurt, you know, so half the group are new, but Kyung Jun is one of the original ones and the pillar of the group. Yeah, I don't know. They have to review their past as well. They have to review their past. They have to review, you know, because like I was telling you, it's not that it's karma, but there's a reason why these things keep happening to them. You know, probably, I don't know if it's the people that manages them. There seems to be something about money, you know, that probably there's someone there pulling the triggers because of money. And actually then being faced to relieve the wounds of the past, you know, and probably if they make advances, like somehow always fearing that the past is going to come back and bite them again, you know, like I want to request for 10, but I feel like I'm gonna be curious. I'm gonna be more curious a week later, so if you like, for instance. You're welcome, Mafi. I want to request for 10, but I feel like I'm gonna be more curious a week later. I don't understand. For Taeyong? Okay. I didn't understand about the part of you being curious a week later. Ah, okay. Let's give them a space. Well, Taeyong got Three of Pentacles, the Chariot. This is very Cancer. Seven of Cups. Yeah, and also about that question about Taeyong and Yoongi project, like I would want to see evidence with my own eyes before. We can pull cards for them next week, or I can pull cards for them during the week if it's confirmed. But I have to see it, and because now I'm live, I cannot Google it. So I want to see if it's true. Like Samara said, I already did a dynamic reading between Yoongi and another artist, so I'm not going to pull cards for him again. But if it's true, if the possibility is true, I could do a specific reading for them on my channel during the week, but only if it's confirmed. Like I don't, you know, I want to make sure first, I want to see it with my own eyes. But I will do it. If it's true, I will do it like a proper reading for the channel. So don't worry about it. I will do it. Actually, I was waiting for Rim, my ultimate Taeyong, my ultimate Taeyong bias, like Taeyong, yeah, Taeyong fan. I was waiting for her to be like, yes, Vanessa is true or not, but just let me check on it, please. But I will do it. Not, not Reem. No, because it does sound interesting. If this was true, it means that this would be another collaboration with another Pisces. Like, come on, Yoongi, are you taking all the Pisces of the industry? Are you following their birth charts? You know, because also like IU, I believe she's a Taurus. Is she a Taurus or a Virgo? Well, she's a Taurus or a Virgo sun. Yeah, she has a Pisces moon. So I'm like, if that's true that Taeyong is next, I'm like, wow, you're on fire, you're on fire. Taurus-san, yeah. So I will be very excited actually. Yeah, I will be really excited. Of course, I will read for them. If it's true, I will read for them. I will make a moment and read for these two. Okay. Let's go back to Taeyong. Taeyong. NCT. He got the Three of Pentacles, the Chariot, and the Seven of Cups. So honestly, I think that, yeah, definitely. I think that honestly, Taeyong is busy working. He's working with the group. Even though I know there's this new unit and probably everyone is doing their own thing. NCT Dream is over there, but I feel like he's still involved with them. He's still involved in working with them, being there for them, like building new ideas, also thinking about a new concept, a new comeback. So I think that actually he's very busy. He's very busy. And with the Chariot, honestly, I think that we could expect something from Taeyong, like when it comes to idea or an individual project. We could be waiting something like coming from him in the Cancer season. Because you know that the Chariot, it's the Chariot is the Cancer, it represents Cancer. So I'm like, yeah, he is a Cancer, I know, but I think that he's working on something. He's definitely working on something. And we could see this in Cancer season, probably near his birthday or released on his birthday. Also here with the Seven of Cups, honestly, I think that Taeyong, Taeyong is always moving forward, like it's always moving forward. But at the same time, he's someone that I think that he could look a bit confused, yes, but it's because of the people that is around him. I think that they always push Taeyong to, they always hype him up. It's like, let's go, you can do it, you are the best. From the members to the staff to the everyone. And sometimes, Taeyong, I think that he's like, he sometimes gets lost in he sometimes doesn't know where he's standing. I feel like sometimes he's afraid that one day he's going to wake up and everything's going to be gone for him. Because it seems like he's been pushed to a lot of places, people, concepts, and he seems to be like, okay, yeah, I will trust them, I will trust the process. But if you ask me about his future, he's like, I don't know where I'm heading. Like, I have so many ideas, I have so many dreams that I don't know. I think that also is very valid that, with the Seven of Cups, it means that he has the possibility to dream what he wants to do next. You know, he's someone that he can allow himself to daydream, okay, what do I want to do? Like, what do I do with this? It seems like they let him go wild with his imagination. You know, they definitely let him go wild with his imagination. And he's like, okay, I will trust my imagination. Sí. Yeah, I pull an extra card to clarify the Seven of Cups. And he got the Five of Wands in reverse. So probably, you know, he somehow has this very idealistic view. Is very optimistic and all over the. It's very cloudy and very Pisces actually. He's like, oh, we are all together. You know, we are all one. Like, you know, like we are a great group. We're going to do so much. And then you have the Five of Wands. And the Five of Wands, you know, when it's upright, it talks about, you know, collaboration actually. You know, people like, you know, even though there's differences, okay, we will put our efforts together, our passions together. But I think that probably there's something going on in NCT that probably, you know, from Taeyong's perspective, he has this dream, this sort of like utopia in his mind that everyone will come together to make an objective come true. And actually, with the Five of Wands in reverse, what they are saying is that actually he could face some resistances, and actually that the reality is that there's not much collaboration from some NCT members. Like actually, probably he has this very ideal vision that all of them are his children, and there are some of them that don't feel that way. And there are some of them that actually, if they can like make it things hard for him, they will do it. They will do it because there's a lot of people, a lot of different personalities, a lot of different goals. So it's normal that not everyone is going to be, you know, when you call, they're going to be jumping all over you. You know, like I think that here with the Seven of Cups is like it talks about how maybe the higher ups, or maybe there's some people with power that really praise Taeyong and they let him know that you're the best. You know, you're the best leader. Everything you do is amazing. And actually, when it comes to the other members, they have their own different points of view. They are like, you know, I don't want to, you know, participate in this. Actually, I don't know if your idea is that good, honestly. Like, you know, like he probably sees them like these very sweet children, and actually they're probably killing each other. Like, you know, they're probably, I don't know, fighting, or they are like discussing, or they don't talk to each other. You know, there's a lot of drama that maybe, I don't know, Taeyong has these pink glasses on, and he's like, oh, they are all my children, and they are all so well behaved. And probably, you know, they are fighting over there, and there's drama over here, you know. So I think that it's about him actually like accepting the reality that yes, because there's a lot of people, you know, it's not all happiness. It's not like, oh, we are always a big happy family, and they will do what I say. No, there are some people in here that could be a bit wild and disobedient. That mindset reminds me of Anton. All leaders give off the same vibe. Yeah, yes, the sort of denial, you know, that denial that they love me, they will never betray me, and like I said, this classroom, they are not all going to get along. Taeyong can be quite dishonest and manipulative with his beard charts. Yeah, but he has the and in this, because of the cards that I pulled, I cannot blame him. Like, I cannot blame him because the company and the people had built this speech to Taeyong. This it's not like he imagines it because he's so like the Lulu. No, they tell him that. They are like, oh my God, you are so good at managing these guys. And look how they are advancing, and look how they look at you. Look, they admire you. Look, they listen to you. So he's like hype up, he's like, oh my God, really? I'm so good. Like, yeah. And probably, yeah, probably the group is being in order because there are other mediators that are also working toward, like helping the members to be better or to behave or to get organized or to get back to work. I think that is he. Yes, he is the leader. He's the face. Yes, but it's not thanks to him that actually the dynamic is amazing. The dynamic has to do with the mediation of other people. There are other people that are also micromanaging NCT. And yes. But he's happy, he's like, he's with the chariots. He's like, he's happy. I know Taeyong looking at him from the side like, wait for he's definitely, he will be one of the rebellious one. Early this morning, his IG story raised a big concern from his fans because it says, I don't love myself, but I do believe. But maybe it's not that deep. But see, this is the truth. And this is very Moon in Leo, actually. Like what he says. He doesn't love himself, but he does believe. It means that the people around him make him believe that he has that self-esteem, that he's worthy of love. So he's like, oh, if the others are validating me, maybe this is true. Maybe I love myself and I don't see it, but actually, yeah, this is the validation coming from the exterior. For you to love yourself, you have to do some work, you on your own, by yourself, and face some things. But since I don't think that guy is alone. I think there's always people around him, trying to be like, pat him on the back and be like, oh, you're doing great today and you're going to do great tomorrow as well. So he's like, oh, okay, if they say so, I guess I have to believe it. But, with the Seven of Cups, since the Seven of Cups is a card about illusions and fantasies, probably this year he's going to start realizing and differentiating what's right, what's reality versus what is a lie or what is being made up. Probably he will face these things. Or maybe he could also dream about it, dream about being betrayed or having these fears or these nightmares, and somehow his unconscious letting him know that yeah, not everything is pretty, and that there are days that he's great and there are days that he's not that great, No, DongWook, no, I haven't. I haven't hope. Do you want me to pull cards for him? Hope for Lee DongWook? I didn't get that about the moon in Leo. What didn't you get, Mariam? In the case of, yeah, I'm going to read for this guy and then I'm going to go, guys, because my teeth are hurting. About Taeyong Leo moon, I think that what happens with Leo moons is that sometimes when you compliment them a lot, actually for you to be in a good place with a Leo moon, you just need to compliment them. So I think that probably he has people around him that are always being super mega positive with him and giving him these great feedbacks and these very uplifting feedbacks because somehow he's a leader. So they want him to not feel down. You know, they want him to be positive always and to be, you know, always in the mood of you know, they want him to be in the best spirit possible, you know. So probably, you know, they do decorate a few things, you know. They're like, oh, the group is doing great because you know, and you are amazing and you're a great leader and you know. So since he had the 7 of Cups, it means that he could slowly be thinking about like, is this an illusion? You know, like starting to connect with his unconscious and be like, are they lying to me? You know, like starting to pay more attention, not to what others tell him, but more about what do you feel in your role when you are with them, when you're with the group. Do you feel like everything is amazing? Do you feel like you've done a good work? Like, how do you feel about your role? You know, and also being able to not just settle for the pretty words or the compliments, you know, also being able to be a bit more humble and being like, oh, I guess sometimes I make mistakes, or I guess sometimes it's not about me. Sometimes it's about the others. And just like I like to get recognition, I have to give recognition to the others. You know, it's about this. It's about this. It's like, okay, I usually get good feedbacks. When do I do the time to give back those feedback to someone else? You know, because it's not only about me getting the compliments. And when do I offer others compliments? When do I make them feel special? When do I take time and have a deep and honest conversation with them as a leader? You know, to somehow let them know, okay, you are important, you done great today, I appreciate you. You know, but in this case, like I was saying, I don't think it's Taeyong's fault. I think that it's the people around him that manages him like this. You know, they try to keep him like sort of like in this very shielded, you know, like nothing is wrong with what you do, you know. So sometimes he could like be like, yeah, I guess things could be different, you know, starting to doubt a bit. Like, are they being real with me? Are they telling me how they really feel? Or are they making this up? You know? Yeah, but this is about Taeyong. Yeah. And it's a whole different dynamic. There are Leo moons that are amazing. There are Leo moons that are examples for others, but then there are others that are. But yeah, it depends on what side you fit. It depends on what side you fit. Yeah. No, I was talking about Taeyong. No. Yeah, no. No, I was not talking about Leo Moon. But, I mean, that industry, it's heavy. But there's a lot of Leo Moons in K-pop. So there's a pattern always. There's a pattern on Leo Moons, actually. Um, because emotionally they are very passionate. So um, they actually are fulfilling. No, I do like Leo Moons. I do like Leo Moons. I do like them. But you have to acknowledge that there are some that, like, there are some like we were talking one day with Samara. You're a Leo moon, you're not a Leo. Like, we always talk about this. Like, yes, please, my bias is a Leo moon. Exactly. Yeah. It's like, actually, I prefer Leo moon uh, than Leo Vin. No, Leo Mars, I think that is the one that I find a bit like, I don't know why when they check themselves in the mirror too much, like, I'm like, But actually, like, remember, Samara, when we were talking about that friend that she was like she was a Scorpio moon, and you were like, yeah, you're a Scorpio moon, but you're not a Scorpio. It's like you wish you had the traits, you wish you had it incorporated in you as a personality trait, but you are not. It's your moon, nothing more, nothing less. We were laughing about that because sometimes it depends on what area in your life you are, but sometimes the moon, you resonate so much with your moon sign that you actually act like your moon sign the most. It seems like you forget about the sun. You act like your moon sign, and that's also a very good experience. To experience your lunar side, your moon side, because the moon has a lot of like. Actually, I think that the moon sign it's a bit more like interesting for me to read or to analyze than the sun position. But there are some people that just like they identify so much with the moon that they see themselves as the trait of that sign. And no, actually, the moon is in there. So that means that only you can see it, and only you and a few people can see. Yeah, it's your emotional state, not your personality. Exactly. Uh-huh. Yeah. And actually, when a moon in Scorpio is triggered and we show our scorpionic self, is not pretty. Like, it's not like the Scorpio sun does. No. It's awful, actually. It's awful. It's awful. Like it's so petty. It's so vengeful. It's so. Uh, Yeah, we love you, Julio. Okay, last one. Lee Dongwook. Lee Dongwook, he got Six of Pentacles in reverse, the Strength in reverse, the Devil. This is very Scorpio. The Devil card and Ace of Swords. Um, he's annoyed by something. He's definitely annoyed by something. Like, there are some things that are not ready. I know that there's supposed to be like another part of his drama, of his K-drama, but it seems like things are not ready yet. Like, they are not, from his perspective, they are not ready yet. And he's very out of control because of this. It's like he doesn't like it at all. He doesn't like it at all. And I would say that if he gets upset, he's a very difficult person to work with. Like, he definitely has a strong temper. And he's not holding it back. I mean, he's showing it. If he's upset, he's going to show it. He's going to say it just the way he sees it. He's not going to be diplomatic at all. You know, there are some things that he's like, okay, this is not ready. This is not ready for people to see, or this is not what I want. This is still not, this is not as nearly as good as I thought that it would be. But then he has the devil, and the devil card did came up like upright. And it's about him actually like trying to be a bit more, like trying to calm himself and trying to be not so reactive and being like, okay, like I'm going to stop being my annoying self and I'm going to slow down and I'm going to go with the flow and I'm going to refrain myself from feeling angry. And but then he has the Ace of Swords again, so I think that either there's going to be news or there's going to be something, or he's going to say something that is going to show that there are some things that he doesn't agree on. There are some things that he's like, you know, I just don't want to pretend like this is what I want, because Queen of Swords. And also, could this be that there's drama with the co-star or with some actress in the drama? no. Who hit him in the head? Oh no, Samara, who was it? And which one? Because there's a lot of Scorpio bias. Lady Wook is my favorite villain in tarot readings. No, but I love it because he got, he got these two, he got the strength card in reverse, and he has, here, the devil card in upright. So it's like, I'm not going to control my impulses. Like, I really hate it. Like, oh, I saw his face. His face. I would expect a moon in Aries to hit me like that. I told you. But definitely there's an actress. There's some drama here, guys. There's some drama here. It's like, I'm tired of this. I don't have the energy to keep holding it in anymore. Is he being criticized because of his age? Because there's something here about, like, he's really offended, and he's going to say something. 7 of Wands. There could be some drama with an actress or a female. There could be some drama. Yeah, I've been collecting them. So this year is going to be challenging for him. Let's hope he does great, of course, but we just have to pay attention to his the Pokemon. We just have to pay attention to his interviews or something that he does, to somehow be like, okay, what's going on in here? What are you saying? But I think that he's trying to be less petty. He's like, okay, I'm going to try to be the better person in here, but I have some things I want to say, and I'm going to say it. So if he feels like attacked, he's going to say something. Cue the one with the long neck, right? Yeah, the Chucky lover. He's my bias. Oh, it's not the same actress as in first one. I don't even know who is lead actress. Oh. Yeah, but definitely he doesn't have he will not be in the mood. He will not be in this, like, trying to control himself, and probably he has a temper, he has, and when I say temper, I don't mean it like he's like aggressive, but I think that he's someone that if he has an issue, he's going to say it. So it's up to you whether you want to get offended or not. But he has those, he's a Scorpio, so he's going to throw a few darts at you. He's going to be like, So, yeah, guys. He's not that old, Samara. Oh my God. Okay, guys, I'm going to go because I'm feeling very uncomfortable because of my gums is really hurting. especially when I talk. Yeah, if tomorrow I feel better, we could do BC tomorrow night at the usual time, so we can chat a bit about how our week is going. But yeah, I'm going to rest a bit my face. Thank you so much, guys, for being here. Thank you. So yes, I will see you next time. Bye.